Highway robbery. An absolute modern day Bonnie and Clyde, except this time it's Rabiot and Maignan. I completely understand why Fabregas was so just fuming after the game. He was so angry because Como deserved to win based on statistics. They were controlling the game, but like the commentators on CBS said, Allegri's teams know how to suffer, and that's what we did, especially in the first half, but even in the second. Milan suffered. The game started with almost an immediate goal from Como, which was once again from a cross, and it seems like we just cannot defend crosses properly. And this happened yesterday. It was a cross in the 10th minute, I think, and Kempf just had the easiest header of his life because nobody was able to properly defend him. Fofana was there, but what he was doing there was nothing resembling a proper defensive player or a defensive move there. So it was an easy header, and it seems to be the death of us because we just cannot defend corners properly. It seems like a constant theme, and it also seems like we're doing nothing about it. Our set piece coaching is atrocious. We just allow goals, but we got away with it yesterday. We got away with a lot yesterday that I didn't think we should or would get away with because Como were just a better side. They were looking like they were going to win 2-3-0 maybe. Especially in the first half, I thought, oh, the half is going to be 2-0 at least because Milan were just defending, but they didn't choose to defend the whole game. They were forced into defending by Como, who were just passing the ball around like crazy people. They were so good in the passing game, but they are somewhat inexperienced and they didn't know what to do with that possession. They didn't know how to finish. And as the game progressed, they were getting more and more frustrated, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Fabregas at the end of the game was like, oh, we were passing, our passing game was this, our passing game was that, we should have won the game 8 times, whatever. He was like just so angry. And listen, your passing game was beautiful. Our top passers were defenders. All of them, like 3 of them. Como's top passers were midfielders, playmakers. I wish Milan did that instead. And I'm jealous a little bit because their chance creation, ball transition, all of those things were absolutely on point. Como is a team that's entertaining to watch. They have the stadium next to the lake. They have an entertaining team. They are an entertainment organization who also happen to be doing very well in the league compared to their stature. But when you come up against Milan, when you come up against teams like that, it doesn't matter. Except when it's Juventus, because they beat Juventus at home 2-0. So take the L, Juventus, and take a hike as well while you're at it. But this time was different because Milan were forced into a corner. But it seems like when Allegri is forced into a corner, he can find a way out. Not always, because we had a few games in recent weeks where we were forced into a corner and we weren't really able to do anything. But yesterday, I feel like it was prime Allegri ball. And I have to say, there were 2 main characters on the Milan team yesterday. 2 main characters. Maignan, who made incredible saves throughout the entire game. Please sign this guy up. And then the equalizing goal. I have to talk about it because it was controversial a little bit. It was controversial, but I think I have it figured out. Salamaker's tackle was legal. It was legal. It was tough, but this is the sport, okay? It's meant to be a contact sport. So you cannot expect people to just be like, well, okay, please go ahead. Please, the goal's that way, sir. No. People are going to get on your back and try to get the ball. That's what you can expect, and that's what happened. Salamakers did everything right, I think. He was a good player yesterday. He was probably best defensively for the most part. But when he got the ball back with that tackle at the end of the first half, and then he put it right in front of Rabiot, who arrived as the best striker in the world, it was a good pass from Salamaker. So credit where credit is due. And then Rabiot's penalty. From the first angle that I saw, I was like, oh, no way this is going to be given. It was a flop. But then there was the angle from the other side, and the Como player, I'm sorry, but the knees touched. The defender just bumped into Rabiot. According to what we know about the laws of the game, it was a penalty. And Nkunku stepped up, and he got super lucky. Okay, Nkunku's goal was not a great penalty, but he got lucky. Nkunku brought us back level, and the break was 1-1. And that changed everything. It changed the narrative because throughout the first half, Allegri was raging. Understandably, because that was not his plan. He was not planning to be, pressed back into his own third for the entire first half. That was not the plan, okay? But that equalizing goal, it changed everything. Because I could see him go back into the locker room at that point during the break and say, guys, this was a shit half, okay? But we're 1-1. Let's work with that. And in the second half, we worked with that. We worked exactly with that. Frustrating Como into losing, essentially, because they just weren't able to finish anything. Their little quick passing game devolved into a long shot, frustrated, pulling at straws kind of game. And it was so satisfying to watch. It was a great game. It was a great game. It had the twists and turns. I absolutely loved it. And then came Rabiot again for the second time. Salamakers with another key pass, long pass onto the feet of Leao. And then Leao cuts inside and I think, all right, he's going to shoot and he's either going to score or he's going to sky it. But then another twist. Leao just dinks it in front of Rabiot, just like a little pop. Oh. Rabiot takes it on his chest like a puck, and then first time shot, far corner. Oh man, mwah. Bellissimo. It was so good. It was, oh my gosh, that was Rabiot. He's just a machine. One of the best signings of the summer. And in the 70th minute, Allegri brought off Leao, sent in Loftus-Cheek, and I was like, oh shit, we're going defensive. Against this Como, it's never going to end well. But what I didn't consider was that Como were gone in the head. They were no longer present. And therefore, they weren't as big of a threat as I first thought they would be. They still created chances, don't get me wrong. Maignan had to be there. But the knife was getting dull. And then, out of nowhere, 88th minute, I think, Rabiot again for the third time this game. Second shot from long distance. Caught the keeper off guard. 3-1 Milan. Crossing the T's, dotting the I's. Oy, oy, oy. What a win. What a win that was. I almost want to say fully deserved, but you know what? It was fully deserved. Because Como weren't mentally strong enough to handle the pressure. To handle that despite them doing everything right, they might not be on the winning end of this game. And that's what they need to learn. That's what Fabregas needs to learn probably. How to handle those situations. He's a great coach, I think. I don't think he's bad at all. But last night they were shown what competitive games can be. And Allegri is better than Fabregas at those at the moment. The best thing about this game was Rabiot. He's the best thing, obviously. Because Maignan, he's expected to pull those saves off. I was like, yep, that's Maignan. But Rabiot, who saw that coming, huh? Worst thing of this game? Fofana, absolutely. I don't care about the first half. I don't care about the pressure that Como put us under. We handled that. We were able to handle that. But Fofana, I have to talk about him a little bit because I don't think he's a bad player, but he's so off his game these days. It's just hard, man. Because at the goal conceded, he was kind of to blame. He should have probably defended better. He's not a defender, but he's a defensive player. Should have done better there. And then the other thing that was just completely embarrassing for him, unfortunately, was that wasted opportunity where the Como defender just passed the ball to Fofana, maybe towards the middle of the Como half, and Fofana just thought, all right, this is my moment to shine. And he tried to lob the keeper from like 45, 50 yards out. And dude, he slipped, the ball went maybe like 10 feet in front of him. I don't know. It was just embarrassing. I don't know. Fofana, we either figure something out or you need to go. If you go, somebody pay good money. But player of the match, Adrien Rabiot. He executed the robbery perfectly, and the sheriff was nowhere in sight.